What's up, ass faces? Welcome back to Lab Session 27, Episode 27, Bet with Juice. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Tuesday afternoon. Happy Taco Tuesday. Make tacos, not war. You guys already know the vibes. Let's get locked in really quick to yesterday's slips because we got a 15 game MLB slate today and we got to get going. We do got a couple of WNBA games, but our girl Caitlin Clark is not back, and her team's not even playing tonight, so we're staying away from WNBA. No W tonight. Don't do it. All right, let's get locked in. Yesterday's main slip. Kevin Gossman, Paul Skeens. I called it to the T. I said Gossman might have some trouble for some reason against the Pirates, and he might only get 4, and we'd have to hope for Paul Skeens to get 8. Check the stats. Paul Skeens 8, Gossman 4, put us at 11.5. They greened us out. Colson Montgomery, kids young still, we're not mad at him. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, only had 1. But we are mad at Theo Oscar, the next gentleman. 1 RBI. He had 2 chances in his first 2 at bats. 2 chances with Otani and Betts on base. Against the Rockies at that. Couldn't get it done. That's great. Good job, Theo Oscar. We love you. Nolan Shunwell called this one to the T again. Said he was going to get a run. Either Trout or Taylor Ward was going to bring him in. Our guy, Taylor Ward, did it. Got a double. Brought Nolan in. Ramon Laureano decided to go 0 for 4. I don't know why. Against Robbie Ray, of all guys. So we went 2 for 5 on the main slip. Not terrible. The guys had their chances. Besides Ramon Laureano, our first 4 guys, like I said, Colson had a couple chances to get his second hit runs, RBIs. And then Theo Oscar had 2 different opportunities to get. He could have had 2 RBIs yesterday, 3. And then he decided to drop the ball at the end of the game and let these guys win. So that's great. The gut slip was actually 10 times better. Andrew Vaughn did not play, but we are basically greened out, except Heriberto Hernandez. I don't even think that's a real name. I don't even think it's a real player at this point. I bet on him like 3 times, and every time I do, he doesn't show up anywhere. Nowhere. Kerry Carpenter got his run. Julio Rodriguez got his bases. Miguel Garcia got that single. And Ketel Marte got his bases. Like I said, all greened out on the gut slip. Scratching at the door again. We're hoping to hit tonight. Hoping to bring you a greened out slip from one of the 2 slips. We do got Astros, Tigers in a rain delay. There is 15 games on the MLB slate. Let's lock it in right there. Come on, cameraman. Signed by your boy, Juice. Like I said, you got Astros, Tigers, and a rain delay. Tariq Skubal is going on the gut slip. 5.5 Ks. We're getting that at probably minus 200. We're riding with it. Alec Burleson, going back and forth with this gentleman. He's been super consistent for us. Like, absolutely consistent for us. But Edward Cabrera is pitching for the Marlins. Last time the Cardinals did rock Edward, but they were playing in St. Louis. I mean, not that Miami's anywhere great to play, but I think Edward is locked in tonight. So we're only throwing Burleson on the gut slip. 1.5 bases, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, I believe, on another slip as well. Blue Jays versus Pirates. Next game up, you got Mad Max Scherzer versus Mitch Keller. I know And if I'm wrong, so be it. Max Scherzer should have, I know he's old, but like 6 to 7 Ks against the Pirates. Nobody should be able to touch him. Maybe McCutchen gets a solo shot. Mitch Keller, bad, super bad, not great, but he's been doing good lately. So we're just gonna stay away from that. If anybody wants to go with Addison Barger, he's kind of messed us up on our slips before, so we're staying away from him. But he might have a game against Mitch Keller, who's kind of bad against lefties, really bad against lefties. Next game, Mets versus Nationals. Another dude who's been bad against lefties, Jake Irvin. We're fading this gentleman, and we're going 4.5 hits allowed against the Mets. I think Francisco Lindor gets a home run. I was gonna take Nemo, staying away from him. So maybe like Soto, Alonso, and everybody else but Nemo gets on base, and they absolutely rock Jake Irvin. 4.5 hits allowed, going on the gut slip. Mariners versus Phillies is the very next game, and the first gentleman going on our main slip, TREA TURNER, a stolen base against Mitch Garver, who's been absolutely garbage behind the plate. He's the catcher. Don't get it twisted. You got Christopher Sanchez pitching for the Phillies. I think he deals. It's probably a low scoring game. Okay. So, TREA TURNER. Ooh, it already. Ooh. He's about to come up to. TREA Turner's about to come up to bat right now. We might see this live on channel, boys. All right. So this is my thought, right? You got Bryce Miller pitching. TREA's 2 for 3 against Bryce, and like I said, you got Mitch Garver behind the plate. I'm getting nervous because TREA's about to come up to bat. But yeah, he got thrown out. I think 2 games ago. Traded. I think he's itching for a stolen base. But more than that, like I said, Garver has been garbage as a catcher. TREA TURNER, stolen base, first gentleman going on the main slip. Orioles versus Red Sox. We're not touching it. You do have Sugano versus Walker Buehler tonight. I think I could probably gonna be wrong, but Walker is gonna be dialed in against the Orioles. I thought the same thing about Dustin May, but he wasn't a dog. Walker is an absolute dog for the Red Sox. Get it done, Walker. Go off. So I know that we didn't have to take anybody from this game because it's going to be 3-2 final score, Red Sox. White Sox. Next game, White Sox versus Braves. My favorite prop of the day. You got Mike Tauchman for 1 walk. The lefty against Bryce Elder, who cannot seem to throw strikes, and he walks a lot of people. He's probably going to have 2 or 3 walks tonight. Mike Tauchman is leading off for the White Sox. I could be so wrong about this, but it's my favorite prop of the day. We faded Bryce last time against Corey Seager, who is also a lefty. We got it done. Mike Tauchman, 1 walk, favorite prop of the day. Yankees versus the Rays next game. We are going Simpson, stolen base on the gut slip because you do have a pretty good pitcher matchup. You got Shane Baz for the Rays, and you do have Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. It's 8.5 run line, could be high scoring, but they are playing in that weird stadium, not Tampa anymore, but actually they're playing in the Yankees AAA stadium. So we'll see what happens there. Simpson stolen base against Carlos Rodon, which is going to be hard because I just realized Rodon is a lefty. So we'll see how that goes. We shall see how that goes. Athletics versus the Twins. Next game up, you got Jacob Lopez versus Joe Ryan. We were going to go K's combined, but I think Joe has a little bit of trouble with athletics tonight. So we're going Jacob Lopez, 5.5 strikeouts on the gut slip. which is not a bad price that we're getting it at. So we love it. We're going with it. Rangers versus the Royals. Next gentleman going on the main slip, Mike Jastrzemski. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We were going to go with the walk, but I didn't want to get greedy. And last time we did that, Jastrzemski hit a freaking home run on his first at bat. Then he got walked. But he is going against Merrill Kelly. He has 4 home runs against Merrill Kelly, 6 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. That's why I was kind of thinking about going with the walk. If anybody else is like, ooh, that sounds intriguing, Yastrzemski walk. If you're feeling gutsy, if you're feeling, come on, do it. Yastrzemski 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs is going on the main slip. And then you got Brewers versus Cubs. They didn't know who was pitching till a while ago, but you got Woodruff, Brandon Woodruff versus Jamison Tyon. We're staying away from that game. They played earlier, so this is the second game of the doubleheader. Staying away. Reds versus Angels. Gavin Lux wanted to go one single. They're putting him at 2. That only tells me that he's probably going to go off today, have 2 hits. We're going 1.5 bases. There you go. Lock in 1.5 bases against the Angels. That's my guy, Gavin Lux, my dog. He's been pretty consistent all year for the Reds. I wish we did not give him up. That was loud. He's going against Kyle Hendricks tonight. They are in Anaheim, so I think Gavin just feeling himself back in the LA area. Gets it done. 1.5 bases. We got a blag game next. Guardians versus D-backs. Blah. Not touching it. Not doing anything with it. Giants versus Padres. Very last gentleman going on the main slip. We're going back to Ramon Laureano. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We're trusting this guy, man. He went 0 for 4 yesterday, and we're putting on him on the main slip tonight. He's the 4th guy. We're doing a 4-legger, and he's the 4th guy last game of the night, basically, to get it done. You got Kai Wei Tang pitching for the Giants. Now, last time they went against the Padres, they dominated this guy. I think the same thing happens today. They're playing in San Diego. As much as I hate to say it, the Madres are fighting and playing for a lot right now. They're trying to keep up with the boys. So, I do think Laureano bounces back tonight. You have Machado, O'Hearn, and Bogarts in front of him. So that's 3 gentlemen that could get on base. He brings them in with a single, or he gets on base, and you have Gavin Sheets and Jose Iglesias in back of you to bring you in. Get it done, brother. Get it done. That is the main slip. Like I said, we'll lock in right now on Price Fix. I'll show you guys both slips from today. Main slip and the gut slip. Off to not such a great start because we didn't get that that stolen base from TREA. Unless, I don't know. Nope, I think he hit a home run or something. It's 1-0. I'm actually curious to see what happened. Let's see. Phillies and Mariners. No. Kyle Schwarber hit a Schwarbomb. TREA Turner struck out. So that's great. That's a great start. We were hoping for that like on the first freaking at bat. But main slip, $12 to pay $210. Hopefully this game gets very competitive and TREA needs to steal a bag later on. 1 stolen base for TREA. Mike Tauchman, 1 walk starting in 14 minutes. Mike Jastrzemski, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Ramon Laureano, the same thing. We're going back to our guy from yesterday. Hopefully he gets it done. And then the gut slip, starting off pretty good. You do have Alec Burleson, 1.5 bases. Jake Irvin, 4.5 hits allowed. He's already allowed 1. Tariq Skubal, 5.5 strikeouts. Chandler Simpson, stolen base. He's probably going to get it done, unlike TREA Turner. Jacob Lopez, 5.5 strikeouts against the really, really bad Twins. And then you got Gavin Lux, 1.5 bases. That is $6 to pay 201. That is the slips for tonight, guys. Like I said, that is the massive 15-game MLB slate that has already started. Thank you guys for tuning in to Lab Session 27, Episode 27, Bet with Juice. I have some tacos to go and cook up right now and some Mexican rice that's going to be, ooh, so good. So, so good. Cheers, everybody. Peace out. Let's hit a damn bet tonight.